Here, welcome,
Hello.
welcome, welcome. Excited to be here, Adam. I got this. Uh, I'm excited about our guest today, who has yet to arrive, but she is somebody that we talked about early on about having on the show, and I think she's going to be perfect for this show.
I mean, she's my favorite. She's my favorite comedian, but besides that, she's also my favorite Twitter persona. Besides being a friend of mine, but
Yeah,
I just love anytime I see that she has tweeted something or whatever is always so on point and cutting with an economy of words. Lately, I will call her the gift king because she has shifted her tone
right.
to only posting gifts, which is hilarious. Gifts and memes, which is hilarious in and of itself, and they're all bangers.
She
Um,
she has she is just she's amazing. I'm bummed that she cannot hear this introduction of her because she had this thing. Actually, we'll talk about it when she gets there because there's one thing that is really great that she did. But if you are new to this show, let's tell people what this is about. This is Punch You Up and tell them
Well,
what
this
we
is
do.
punch you up. Yeah. So what we do here is we take your tweets like it may you may not tweet like this, but I do, and I know Paul does,
Yeah.
where you'll have a tweet and you'll save it in your drafts because you don't feel like it's fully formed or ready. And so what we're here to do with you now is just kind of look at those as a team, as a writer's room, and kind of put out the best version of your tweet that we can, and maybe save some of you from yourself and
Yes.
and hopefully just cultivate the most perfect online persona for you.
And we have to say that we've been doing the show a handful of times, and people
Mm,
in the chat bring their A game. They are,
for
first of
sure.
all, they're punching up jokes. Sometimes they have better ones than we do. So we're gonna go to you. We want you to be involved here to help with these tweets. And we have a bunch of tweets, but before we got into today's show, Adam and I were talking like this is uh, a tricky time for tweets. I literally have pulled back multiple tweets and given up on it and like, well, I think this will be misconstrued if I tweet this and I can't get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's the climate is hot. Obviously, the streets are hot. We know
Yeah.
that because of everything everything that is going on politically and just like the the COVID and everything. It's like, it's a hot time and you don't want to say the wrong thing. And often the easiest thing to do is say nothing. Um, and I feel the same way. Like there have been times where I want to write a joke, maybe that's like super vulgar. You
Yes.
know what I mean? I think I texted you one that
Oh
was like
yeah.
super vulgar
Hmm.
tweet over the weekend that I really wanted to let go just because I thought I wrote it down and I thought it was funny. And it's very small, but you as a good friend and a good producer were like, do not tweet this out.
Well, you did the same for me as I sent you a tweet this week that I knew that where I am in the world that we are in, like, look, we're actors, we're writers, we make TV, we make movies, and I had something I really thought was a good. I mean, I knew I couldn't tweet it, but I knew I could send it to you, and then you were
Yes,
able
you
to
and you
tell me
got and you got the proper reaction from me,
that's
which
it.
is this is the funniest thing I've seen today. Do not put this out
Yeah.
as part of your similar to what we were talking about before we got in. Don't write down anywhere that you're not a fit parent, just in case it comes
Yes,
back.
we you can't. Yeah, we don't need a trail of evidence here. We've already seen it happen
Yes,
with James Gunn. Things are here for the long haul. I will
no
say
paper
this:
trails.
if we're gonna get into it, I think it's worth talking about the thing that I was having some trouble with as we wait on Chelsea in here.
Sure.
Gina Carano from Mandalorian. Okay,
Hmm.
and I'm probably mispronouncing her name, and I am.
Former co-star, former
Yeah.
co-star of
Oh
mine,
my gosh. Oh, right, right, right.
former co-star.
Wow. Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right, she tweeted, Instagram. She has been problematic since season one of The Mandalorian. She has
Yes.
tweeted some things that are controversial, and then yesterday really went over the line because yesterday
And I have to
was yeah.
say, in my time on the set of The Mandalorian, which was minimum to none,
Okay.
I did not see any of this behavior.
Look, it seems like enough people were around her that she was like, and then we were talking about this before. It is her, maybe it's her Corona persona, it's her online persona. Her
Mhm.
online persona is tricky because she basically, and I don't want to misconstrue it, but she made a point about Nazism yesterday that got her fired from really everything. I mean, yeah.
And this is a tough thing with Nazism that happens on the right a lot, where they tend to equate, the right tends to equate like Twitter not letting you spread lies to Nazi Germany in the 1930s.
There are some very big differences. By the way, our guest has arrived. I've seen her now here. She is here, and I'm gonna wait for her. All right, so just we'll give her a proper introduction. Before she came in, we were speaking so highly of her, but you know our guest today not only because she is a hilarious comedian, now a singer-songwriter. If you've not listened to her album on
oh my God, go
Spotify.
get it.
It's amazing. You know her from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's been in all your favorite things. Please welcome Chelsea Perretti. Chelsea!
Hi!
I have one R in my last name, so I'm going to ask that
Oh,
you do
no. I got to go. All right. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Chelsea, I just want to let you know that I even told everyone that.
No, everyone goes, oh, Peretti, let's get a generous. Let's get a generous with the R's and the T's. Hey, Italiano, a little this, a little that. It's like, okay, let's calm down, everyone. It's a single R.
Chelsea, we were talking about you before you came on here, and we were both just saying how much we look up to you as far as how you kind of deal on Twitter. And I wanted to bring up this one thing that you did that I kept in my arsenal for so long, which was if someone would tweet something bad to you or something that you didn't like or criticizing you.
I'm so scared of what is this going to be?
No, it's great.
No.
You had a link to Martin Lawrence on YouTube that was cut down to about 5 seconds, and it was just a link of Martin Lawrence like, you want to criticize something? Criticize these nuts. And it was one of my favorite things to do because you'd put the link there and everyone would have to click it and then see this personal Martin slam.
It was a simpler time. It was a simpler time, you know. I think we've all completely gone off the deep end at this point, but that is actually funny to if you're having a political argument to say something.
Well, I mean, I always feel like you are right on. Your online persona is so the weather for me. When I see what you are my guiding light. I can see how I'm going to feel based on how you are dealing with both people coming into your space.
Would you say you're a shell of a person? Kind of a vacuum? No, I'm just kidding.
No. I wouldn't say a shell. A shell has a shell with.
There's some protective covering. Yeah.
I would say I'm more of a leaf.
We're all turtles without a shell at this point. I feel like we are we are out. The elements are attacking us. We were talking about how you also have now gotten into some gifts. You're really
gifts and memes.
Gifts and memes
are a new spice. Yeah. It's a new spice in your rap. What is weird?
It was I feel I started saying LOL ironically because I thought it was dumb, but now I really just say LOL all the time. And I feel the gifts, I think I'm being funny to use gifts, and people are like, "You're like my aunt," and I'm like, "No, but your aunt doesn't fucking get what I'm doing."
Exactly.
Which is always the problem on this hellish
and I'm
Wednesday.
Also just don't compare me to your fucking aunt. Let's get her on the horn. I want to see what her personality's because it's just I feel it's a neg.
I feel what people aren't doing is understanding how much searching you have to do to find that right gift, because I feel you can go and scroll and get in there. Yeah, come on.
Can I ask you a question, Chelsea?
Sure.
Because I've done this just for friends and family. Do you ever send gifts of yourself?
Oh yeah, I do it on Twitter.
Yeah, I do that too. Great. That's my go-to. My go-to is that.
It's not clear.
It's a very blurry.
I don't know. I'm not certain.
Sometimes I'll send one and then I'll be like, "Ooh, is that did I just kind of dunk on that person?" Because I'm yeah, there's gifts of me on the internet.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
I have 2 gifts that I go to. I love my gifts.
They're there for fans of your work.
Nope. They're there for you to make a point. Well, here's the thing. Like sometimes somebody will say something nice to me, and I don't know how to like tweet back at that. I do appreciate it, but I have a GIF where I'm like, great. I feel like I'm giving it back. I feel like I'm like responding.
Oh, that is some deep. That is almost sociopathic.
Why?
You can't accept love without showing a stock footage of you going like this.
Well, I was like, I feel like I don't know how. I can accept love. I'm saying I want to respond. I don't know.
So you've got your Valentine's Day.
Now you've made me rethink this whole thing.
We all have a friend named, and I have no problem saying this. I know that he will not see this, but also we all have a friend, Jason Mantzoukas. Mm-hmm. Now, if you've ever been out with Jason, he's highly recognizable, right? Because of his beard and his look. And if you've ever been with him when someone asks to take a picture with him, he does the same thing. And if you Google online, you will see he makes a face like this.
Yeah, it's his go-to face.
So every picture with him and a fan is him like doing a thing. And I always have this conversation with him, which is just be handsome. Just smile and be handsome to these people who love your work. Why are you doing this?
By the way, the chat right now is the chat is. But we have a GIF of Jason in our chat, and that's the face right there. It is yeah. So it's.
I don't think there is an image of him on the internet that is not like this.
It is rare. It is rare.
It is rare,
and every comedian does that.
I have one
you
too
think
like that.
You do?
I don't know. I feel like if you go to most people's social media, even non-comedians, it's like they always keep posing in the same way. Like it's like everyone thinks they look good. Like some people are like. And I've actually like noticed that like someone once told me like Andrea Rosen was just like, if you want to like have a good smile, like in an audition Polaroid, which I never did, but she's like, just fake smile. And I was like, oh, that's so simple, but just be like,
oh my God.
See, Kroll always told me if you ever want to like get a good smile when you're being forced to smile, to say money. And then that will give you
that's like the most Jewish.
That is so Jewish. That is
say money.
Money.
Nicholas, come here. I want to teach you something. I feel like I have the worst stock. Like if you were to scroll through my Getty,
right,
it is horrible. I look odd. My body is weird. Like I have a super long torso that I don't know how to put in a proper.
Oh, I have a short torso.
Oh my God, it's so hard. And like when you are being pictured, it's so difficult to get out of that mental state where you're like talking. Like if I were to see you at an event where we were being pictured, I would not in my head. It's so hard to be like, hold on one second.
I think a long torso is good.
I think a long torso is good. My Getty images where I'm upset about it is when I thought I was dressing really good, and now like 2 years have passed. I'm like, why didn't anyone say anything? Why was my tie that long? Why was it so thin? What did I do? Why did I wear those pants? I will tell you this.
Scrolling through a personal Getty is a hell.
But you know what? I love to go look at someone's early Getty.
Oh yeah,
sweet. That's sweet relief.
Anyone, like your friends, it's really funny because like no one knows what to do. Like basically, no matter how famous someone is, like go look at Katy Perry's early Getty. Like it's night and day.
I have a good. Not that this is like great for everybody here, but I'll tell you that RuPaul we were talking to him. I did his podcast, and he told me the best thing for a red carpet, how to pose, and this is actually good probably for all pictures. Which is if you don't know what to do with your hands, you should put them together and pretend like you're threading a needle. So it would be like this. Let me see if I can.
This is inappropriate.
Jeffrey Toobin.
Like he was like, if you just like kind of like put your hands together like that, like at your waist, it looks like you're.
But I would thread a needle like this.
Yeah, I would be like.
I didn't ask Rue, but he said like if you're doing like something with your hands where you're just like pop that, it gives you some sort of motion on a red carpet.
Oh, I hate to
like a little mouse.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, Paul, but I think Rue was fucking with you.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of bombs dropped on me today.
You know what you have to do? You know what you have to do? You have to like kind of do this. Accentuate. Well, you got a Mick Jagger.
Yeah, go like this.
I-
Push titties
Oh my god, I'm just pushing my man titties together.
Oh man.
So
Well,
we should look at some drafts.
let's look at
because
some
I
drafts.
always-
Yeah.
By the way, I would
I
love the
like
show
my
just to turn into a Getty show where we just look at people's Getty images.
Well, Chelsea, I did have something to say to you about Twitter in general. A question for you because you were so funny when Paul wrote his deeply thought out plug for the show.
I thought that was so funny, but no one responded to it.
I thought it was
Like,
funny.
I thought it was so funny. I responded to it because it was like, it's always nice when the person producing the show goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Not to mention Chelsea's on the show. Anyway, it's tomorrow. I was like,
Wait, did I say I forgot to mention?
Yes. And it was the first mention of anything, so it was just like,
Wait a
"Oh, yeah."
second. I gotta see this. I'm off. Yesterday was a bad day for me.
let's just be clear. There's no way you would do that with a huge guest.
By the way, the way that
Or a
I drop
co-host.
these shows,
There's no way that you'd be like, by the way.
No, I forgot to mention
No.
who's big.
Oh.
who's great.
Oh no! This is the first tweet. So I think what I was doing. This is where my dyslexic brain kind of kicks in. Like I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention we're doing a
Every
show this
actor.
week. Like I was like, I forgot to plug this.
You have dyslexia.
There's
Um,
nothing I love more than walking into a table read and having an actor tell me I might be a little slow, I'm
Yeah.
dyslexic. So
I'll
hard.
pull it together for a table read. But I think that's the two thoughts I'm looking at here. I never promoted the show. And so I was like, oh, I forgot to mention Chelsea Perretti is going to be here tomorrow. We're doing the show. It should have said, hey, I forgot to mention we're doing this show and Chelsea Perretti will be here. I flipped.
Hey, I forgot to mention I'm a fucking
Oh
asshole.
man,
That's right.
man.
Yeah. Why do you have to mention that you forgot to mention?
Yeah, like
I
that's
don't know,
that's
guys.
an
I don't
insult.
know. I was
That's-
trying. I
that's
was
inside
stressed out.
baseball.
My family's leaving town for a month. I'm dealing with a lot of issues. I got a lot of stress in my house right now.
People, listen, I called you an asshole, and all of a sudden, all these comments start popping up. Piece of fucking shit.
People don't respond to our
Yeah,
comments.
yeah,
I didn't even know people were here.
Chelsea, I love your wallpaper.
Thank you. I'm a real enthusiast.
I know we need to do
yeah.
it. We haven't done anything yet, and I'm in my we have one room that's just kind of the everything goes in there, and then that's where I go to do work now.
Oh, I'm
And
in a
like,
guest bedroom. That is,
Yeah.
that's
it is. This is where I am is horrific. This is a horrific vibe.
All right, this is.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Vibe.
Like any parent in this pandemic, it's like you look around that room, you just like start shaking.
I can't even relax.
I've gotten
No.
junk bins. I literally go to I order from Target like giant Tupperwares, and I just run around the house filling them with toys. I'm like, I don't even know where these go, but at least they're in.
You order 10 junk bins a day.
It was like they're literally junk bins. There are just giant Tupperware bins, and I'm like, I can just bring it in and out of a room full of Legos and toys and things that no one reads and tucks. Like just throw it
Your
in
house
closets.
must look like the Cahuenga underpass. It's like a bunch of fucking boxes.
They're like, speaking of inside baseball, can we Google Earth that for the fans?
Guys, there's a
That's why you're
terrible
here.
problem in
To
LA going
help
on right
us- to help us realize that
Like,
does nothing for no one.
I
That's
can't even
only-
tell you, like, I'm so, like, I feel like I haven't talked to anyone in a year. Like, I
Oh, yeah.
actually feel weird right now. Like, you guys have probably been doing podcasts since Twitch
Yeah.
is. I don't even know what Twitch is. And, like, I just can't even believe I'm talking to comedians right now.
Are
Like,
you
This
doing
is
like
the
a Zoom
furthest
hang?
This is the
What?
furthest.
Oh, did you like do Zoom hangs with your friends and stuff like that? Or are you just keeping it tight?
Not
fam-
really. I mean, don't your kids just dominate every waking moment of your life?
Oh, I'm not doing them either. I was just asking. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yes.
It's
We've only done this show like 4 times, Chelsea, and
Okay.
each time we do it, we're like, that was it. Afterwards, we're like, that was so great.
Meanwhile, like,
Well-
artistically speaking, it really wasn't.
We're sitting here talking to each other about wallpaper. And
Yeah, it's like, has anything happened yet?
No,
I host a show with Hubel every week, and that has been fun just because it's like, oh, I get to talk to Hubel, who I like, and
Yeah.
it's we're just doing a show, and it's so bizarre. when you realize how long it's been. It's like June was like, oh, we've been in this for 8 months. I'm like, no, it's almost a year. We're coming up
A year.
into March. That's when it started.
This is when the true darkness came for me, and I think according to articles for everyone, like once you realize, yeah, you did officially lose a year of your life, like, and that's the best case scenario right now
Yeah,
for people.
it's not over. It's not. We're not coming out of it. I mean, I think that people had that thought of like, hey, it's a new year, and well,
Right, and
yeah,
then you're like,
technically it is, but yeah.
My children are old enough to be worried about me. Like my oldest is 9, and he is every day lately like, what's going on? Like with this earnestness that's like, did anything happen today?
Oh gosh.
And I have it's so horrible to be like, no, nothing happened today.
Oh, why do you do that?
What am I gonna do? Be like, yes, a bunch of opportunities came Daddy's way. Like,
Oh my
Nothing
God.
happened today. It's like, can you
It's
drink
like-
it a little bit?
no, I can't, because what am I gonna do? Be like, oh God, it was so exciting.
It's hard.
I was gonna hear feedback on an audition. Like, what am I gonna? It's just. It's like,
I got a great self-tape going on, and I'm really excited about how.
Do you normally talk to your kid about your auditions? I mean, don't
No,
you?
that's because I'm not home. Life is moving.
Right.
Like, I never have. Like, my kid doesn't have to see me.
I
be
won't
like,
even.
Can you hold this here while I read this copy? That's like, dude,
Yeah,
you gotta
Paul.
get back out there.
Paul, your mic sounds like you're talking into a slipper.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I too?
That's better.
All right. Sorry, I was too far away. I had to like prepare my kids for I was like, I have to put myself on tape. I'm going to be screaming and yelling in the other room, and I feel like that was something for them hard to like understand. Like, why was I screaming and yelling alone in a room there? And I feel like they got scared by that.
Right.
Also, I'm reading stuff. The stuff I'm auditioning for is so far away from who I am at home lately. Because like, I don't know, it's like my kids will hear me from the other room be like, dude, milk the bong. You know, and like, Daddy? Sorry, just reading this. Like 1 second, like, dude, we gotta get out of here. Like, it's just like they're like, what is going on in there? You know, and I'm like, oh well, I really want this part of like a dude who got lost on the way to his wedding.
Wow, you guys are like doing self-tapes and stuff. I mean, that seems so ambitious to me. I haven't really done anything.
I do
What are you
feel
gonna
like
go work?
Well, I mean, yeah.
I haven't worked in a year.
We're going back to Black Monday in a week, and it's like it's
You're
legit.
dead.
Yeah, I'm like we're done. That's it. We don't have to wear masks,
You should
and
start watching Annie with your kids. Get them familiar with the word orphan.
Make sure they know that you died to be number 4 on a call sheet.
Yeah, well, look, the thing is, and the thing I really like about it is that David and Jordan really a lot more kissing and hugging with a lot of extras and stuff like this season. So it's a lot of.
Oh God, no!
They literally.
At least you don't have to be in hair and makeup forever, right? That's not a period piece show. Is
Oh God. I got a new wig this season. I got a wig, and I got prosthetics this season. I got 2 things going on.
Nightmare.
Oh man.
Prosthetics really trap the COVID too.
It just keeps it. It's like it's basically it's a vent right into
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'll tell you this, Chelsea. People have sent us in drafts of tweets that they feel like are not good enough to send. I wanted to show you a couple of them. Adam and I have some as well, but I think we should start with some of the ones that people have sent in because they're pretty good.
That light switch is so annoying, and I it's like I still, after all these years, I'm moving the wrong way to cover it.
Oh,
you know?
I do it all the time.
After
I never
all
know
these years
of being like looking at yourself in reverse. It's like still hard to know which way to cover it.
I correct it once and then 2 minutes later forget it. This is from Gobaraj, and Gobaraj writes, "Happy Valentine's Day Eve. Tonight's the magical night when Santa sneaks down our chimneys to jerk us off a little while we're asleep."
First of all, why is there like a line break in it?
Yeah, I don't love the spacing up top.
Is it supposed to emulate like a Valentine card maybe?
Oh, okay. I thought it was
when Santa sneaks down our chimneys. So we're mixing holidays.
Right. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Chelsea. I think it is the line break is essential to the tweet. It's trying to have a hallmark
Right.
a hallmark vibe, which
Well,
is why the
yeah.
joke of jerk us off a little is supposed to be so like shocking or whatever.
Like it just doesn't. It's Valentine's Day. Great, yay! Santa's gonna come jerk us off.
Yeah,
Like, that's just full absurdism. Like I don't know what do we do there.
Well, I think well, I think you got to start with Valentine's Eve might not be something that is like on a card, right?
Well,
Like,
yes, this
Right,
is this is the situation that I ran into, and I was telling Pally about this. I tried to do a Thanksgiving Eve joke where I was like, "Ooh, where we leave out like the grain for the turkey in hopes," and I was like, and it just fell apart. I thought I was trying to create like
do a Summer's Eve joke. Happy Summer's Eve.
that, like that. I like that. That's at least from a more comedic place.
Yeah, I just think that like anytime you're congratulating someone on a date, it's like happy this eve, happy this day. You're playing that Hallmark game. So
Right.
the punchline has to be,
I mean, the main joke here is mixing holidays, and I'm trying to think if mixing holidays is a funny area. It doesn't seem like it is. Like,
No.
Happy Christmas, get your pumpkins out. Like,
Well, I think it's like I think the joke is like we have like Christmas Eve is the only Eve that we have like the tradition for, like it, because it's
right.
And so like what would we do on other Eves?
So like maybe
yeah.
the way to frame it would be like, are we sure that Santa's not doing anything on Valentine's Day Eve? Like eyeball, like.
I mean, like I will say this. I feel like I don't know if I love the heart. I feel like the heart is a lot too. I mean, I guess the idea like we get jerked off while we sleep is tricky to me.
Yeah, it's non-consensual. That's for one.
Non-consensual and usually doesn't really. I mean, I would assume that would be difficult. I would assume that would be challenging.
Well, he's got to go
have someone remain asleep.
Well, because here's the thing: when Santa goes down the chimney, he's able just to drop the presents and go. But when he's jerking someone off, there's multiple people in a house. There's multiple ways that it takes for people to get off. Some slower, some faster. So the timing is going to be affected severely.
Why not just switch Santa to Cupid?
Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Eve would be the day before Valentine's Day.
Yes, February 13th.
What do you do the day before Valentine's Day to get ready? Today's the day like.
Yeah, it's like you could go that.
Yeah,
but it's not funny.
It's not as funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Cupid is preparing to do. I mean, look, if we can't break it, we can't break it. I mean, that sometimes.
No, I mean we can always move on, and probably the truth is, I think when Chelsea said non-consensual, it is an area that you just probably don't want to be in. Like, no one needs to write tweets about someone being jerked off while they're asleep. Like, it just doesn't. Unless it's like a really funny.
Unless you're like, before you go to bed, you're like, listen, if you want to jerk me off,
go for it.
I think you know what I think it is.
I'm going to sleep.
I don't even think that's the primary issue. I think the primary issue is is the joke about what are other holiday eves?
Right.
Which is tricky to think of anything. And then is the joke about mixing two holidays up? Then it's like just some Amelia Bedelia shit, but then it feels like there should be some root of clarity of why the person's confused.
I think it is too high of a concept for such few words. Like, I feel like you could maybe build. Yeah.
It is. It's total recall. Total recall.
All right, let's go back and see what our next one is here. All right, so this next one is let's see.
And it wasn't on Valentine's.
Okay.
I think it's building up.
Oh yeah, so this is like they were preparing us for. They like, hey, I want to send this out on Valentine's Day Eve. I think I got a winner, and we just All right, so this one from Farm 8 Oi. I have a hard time believing people who say "believe you me."
Well, like believe you me. It's like believe you me is an old timey expression, right? Like it's like
Right.
you know, like
Very uncle-y.
I don't know.
I think it should be. I have a hard time believing people who say "believe me." It's like the lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like
I like that. I like that.
Why every time someone writes the lady doth protest so much, they have to tag it in like a pirate? Like the lady doth protest so much, me thinks. What is that? The only expression that needs that. I agree. I think
believe you me is not really. I think it's more when people like to be honest with you. You know, it's
Yes.
like, oh, the more you say that, the less I believe you.
Right. The joke is like the minute you say, to be honest with you, I know you're lying.
Right.
Like, you know,
So it
like
would
the
be
minute you
like-
say, yeah.
the way to maybe the way to do that would be like to put in quotations like "believe me" with a question mark and be like, "Now that you said it, no way," or you know what I mean.
What, the number one way to tell someone's lying is when they tell you, believe me, or
Right.
something like, you know, or like,
It's not. It doesn't have the same like
yeah,
punch, but I bet it gets RT'd a bunch because it's like that's one of those tweets that comes across your timeline. You're like, what is the joke there? And there isn't a joke. It's just like I guess the premise hits home enough that people are like, yeah, you know.
oh, look, that's a good one.
No one sounds like more of a con than someone who says "believe me"
Believe you
or
me.
"you gotta trust me" or you know.
I like this one.
I like
Believe
the
you me,
Better Off
I don't.
Ted. Yeah.
Oh, what's a
I
Better
don't
Off
like
Dead
that
one?
show. No, the Better Off Ted.
Yeah.
He wrote, "Believe you me, I don't."
You know what? Another way to do it is you do some retort where you mix up the order of words, like "believe you me." So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how.
Oh
to do
yeah,
it.
like
It's like, believe you me, I
lie I don't,
not
or
believe.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, oh, it was the first person to say "believe you me" Yoda. I don't know. That's maybe like, nah, I'm already pulling
really
out
get
from that.
that,
As Pally says,
Believe you me, decaffeinated is the coffee. Is that like?
I need to get to
You know what?
oh, this is a good one. I like
Right.
this one from Tulkas. Believe you me no believe you.
Oh, that's the one.
That's it. This is
Tulkas.
good. Chelsea, when she comes back, I think she will approve of this
No,
one.
I'm here. I hear you.
All right, do you like that one? Believe you me,
that's the
me
one.
no I believe you.
I mean, it's interesting.
I mean, like, I don't think anything here is gonna like move the needle. You know?
Believe you me. What do you also say?
By the
Night
way,
good to mean good night.
this also
I think
talks
you
to
could
the
get away
point
with-
where
I honestly think you could get away with writing "believe you me, ayo."
No. Well, it doesn't mean you're following. But the
Like
thing,
I think. Well, go
but
ahead.
I do think like some sort of word mix up. Like, what else do you say? Like, you
right.
you know, whatever.
Believe you
Ride that
me.
night. Oh,
I get a lot.
I'm
of
trying
shit
to get
in my
that slipper
real life.
sound out.
it's bad.
I get a lot of shit in my real life for saying "man alive."
Oh, I
which
say
is
man
just like
alive all the time.
That's very dated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super deep. But some of my dad used to say a lot too. Like I just remember him like coming out to the car and like the windshield being frozen and be like "man alive," like, you know, and I'd be like, it's
Oh, look at that cappuccino.
ooh, cappuccino.
I feel like I take.
My late grandmother's. What?
Oh, really? I feel like I take a word like "believe you me" or more to "man alive," where I'm like, I don't like saying this, but then I said it almost as a bit or a joke, and then it just is now locked into the phrases I use. And it started there because I was doing it ironically, and now I'm just doing it, you know, just truthfully. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, man
That's
alive.
how I feel with LOL.
Yeah, but
By the way,
now I
you were
can't
in the LOL episode of How Did This Get Made? Right? You came and did that episode. That was the Miley Cyrus movie. I mean, which you probably barely remember.
I think I can speak for Chelsea by saying she does mark her life.
I
by,
know.
uh,
That will, yeah.
appearances.
It just
The
came
Miley movie I did. That's
Yeah,
been a while
you did.
ago.
I mean, it was a long time ago. You were at Largo, and it was like a LO. I mean, that's again my
I did
favorite.
a Miley ride on Peloton.
Oh,
You did?
I love these Peloton rides.
30 minutes.
I gotta get your name. Here's my name.
Oh my God. Yeah. Text it to me
Oh, yeah.
because I just got, and I'm like fully like absolutely think it's going to change my life.
I'm in. I've used it every day of the quarantine. I love it.
It does. I was saying,
I'm so lean. I gained like 800 pounds and now I'm like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago.
It's in my hellhole.
Okay. What I need you both to do, I do a lot of the strength classes. They did a Halloween themed thing where one guy is dressed as he's dressed as a character from Scooby-Doo, the guy in the white sweater. I forget their names. Fred. And he does a whole he does a whole Scooby-Doo themed workout. So it's like, okay, guys, the ghosts are after us. Get on the floor, do planks. All right, get up. And so it's a themed out one. And I just did yesterday the Wicked workout where it's like, okay, you're flying. I am all in on people doing performance-based workout.
I'm still doing like time wise, like 30. I'll go like, try to do a 30 and then sometimes a 45. Today I did a 45 with Alex Toussaint.
Oh yeah.
It was his 5-year Peloton anniversary.
We've really jumped ship right now.
No, this is what it is. This is all it is.
Peloton talk with
so I did Hollywood. Give us your Peloton names.
Oh my
God.
I did
the 5-year anniversary of Alex Toussaint, and he started crying in it. He got really emotional because he was like 5 years. And
can I just say, I was looking for this article, what instructor is best for you, and all the instructor reviews in this magazine write-up talked about how users said they wept during the workouts, and I'm like, this is like a crazy cult.
They get emotional.
I was really set back, because I don't get in that. I get in the headspace I just got to get through this to feel. So I'm not like fat shit, I just want to get through it. He started crying, and I was like, oh shit, he's really crying. But he pulled himself back together really quick, and he told us all it was just thug tears, and he swore it, and he said that 5 times, and I really was like, okay, that is the most evolved cry I've ever seen. He cried.
The issue, the issue with these Peloton instructors.
Feel unless he's like, those are thug tears.
But it was but I was like, okay, he's okay. I was worried about him at first because he was on the bike.
No, they're having breakdowns.
I mean, you're clipped in.
You're clipped in. And I was like, this poor guy's crying.
They can't do a do-over because you can't stop a ride midway through. It's already going live. Everything has to go. And because the room is empty now, they have no one to talk to. So there's a guy I was following, Andy Spears, and he's like, oh man, he's like, we got to work out for the weekends, right? TGI Fridays. Oh man. I like TGI Fridays. I've always ordered the same thing. I'm going to tell you though, the chicken, I once had a chicken dish there, and he starts going on this big rant about the chicken dish. He's like, and it wasn't good. And then he realizes, I'm saying TGI Fridays isn't good. And he's like, I mean, I'm sure other things are good there, and you should go there. I'm just saying that I made the mistake because I don't like that kind of chicken. It's not that the menu is, and then it's like you're watching them. Blah, 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 blah.
What? Yeah.
Yelp ride.
I'm doing a 15-minute opinions. It is personal. I think the pandemic has certainly had its toll on Peloton instructors.
Wait, so there used to be people in the rooms with them?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I didn't have it. I've only
The rooms are full of people on bikes, and they're talking, and there's not that there is. It's still the same. It just is so empty now. Before, the lights are much dimmer, and when you're working out, you'll get a glimpse of. I do I do a lot of those when they're on the floor classes, like the strength classes, and so you see other people there as well. So there's a little bit more motivation. They're talking to people in the room, but now it's like they they get nothing. They're right down the barrel of the camera. When they were working out in their apartments, when it first started, that was even darker. Dogs are running in. And it's just sort of they're just in their New York City apartment. Okay, I got a camera here set up. Here's a bunch of books.
How well are they paid was one thought I had. And do they date each other was my other question.
I'm obsessed with both those things. I think they get paid better than a normal. Well, is it SAG?
This has to be really boring if you don't have.
Sorry, yeah.
We have to get off. Don't you?
Sorry, get back to the tweets.
Guys, this is a matinee comedy show on Twitch. It's okay.
I would literally schedule a private Zoom with you guys to discuss Peloton because I've never felt more instantly obsessed with something.
Oh,
So
I'm in. Emma Lovell.
Well,
Let's
there's so
talk
many
about it. Core
questions. There's
classes.
so
We'll
many
do it.
questions too. Like
I like the redhead instructor.
Who?
the redhead instructor,
Yeah, he's
Jen,
like,
What's her name?
I like to party.
Jen Sherman.
Like, I never regret anything and I do things spontaneously and I like to party. She said she likes to party in every workout.
I like
How-
Allie Love. I like, yeah.
Well, there is this. Every one of them. I think this is a name that is in every class I've ever taken. But every Peloton class, they shout out like pedaling for wine or biking for wine.
Yes, right. Because people.
I'm always like, well, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
Is everybody on there just like, oh, I gotta get to 5 o'clock? Like,
I'm gonna tell
fuck
you
is
my
going
saddest moment. You can rip me to shreds on it.
okay.
On my birthday, which I did a live ride. I never do a live ride. I always do once, and I was like, I'm gonna get a birthday shout out because it's my birthday, and they're gonna know it's my birthday. And I was looking forward to it.
Change your name to Birthday Boy.
Oh, you see,
Yeah,
but I think they have a little like icon that says birthday or something. And I rode so hard, and I tried to keep up in that class, and I was in the upper tier, and I never got a shout out, and he was shouting at everybody else, and I felt so dejected when I got off that bike. I was like, all I wanted was like in this quarantine acknowledgement from this Peloton instructor
So
for my.
sad.
It was
That's
really,
sad.
and I have.
That is the saddest thing we've heard today.
I know.
Paul,
I know.
God.
It was just a moment. It was a moment. It was like, I thought it would be fun.
You never take this back.
I wanted it. I don't know why I wanted it. I was like, I feel like I connect to them so much. I've been there so much. And I was like, I fucking get a shout out. And by the way, it's not even my name. So it wouldn't even be my name being shouted out. But I just was like,
I know. Listen, I know.
I picture you ending the class and you're like covered in sweat and they haven't called your name and you have that moment where you're like, all right, I guess.
Right again. Just get back on and do another live class. Just do live classes all day long.
And it's in your head the whole day.
You're at the bottom the whole time.
Oh man, it's so terrible. All right, should we go another one?
Do we have any more? Anything else?
Oh, we got a bunch of good ones. Yeah,
I feel like I have one that.
This one actually. Like, oh, you have one. Okay, because I was like, there's one that was in the Discord that someone tweeted about, and then it caused a bunch of people to jump in on this one. So I thought this may be an interesting one to kind of get in. Yeah. So this is right here. It goes, made a dating app for people who are way too enthusiastic about that one canceled TV show, Lonely Fans. Right. So that's the,
I don't understand it literally at all.
So I think the idea is that it's a dating app that is geared towards people who want to talk about a very niche canceled TV show, right? And I think there's another joke. No, I think what they're making is like OnlyFans is that website where you pay people and they kind of like.
Right. But OnlyFans is not a dating website.
Right. But here we go. So this is what this launches this, which is I think a good thing here.
Yes,
so this is
we know what OnlyFans is, but I don't understand the tweet.
So then someone writes, I feel like I should like this, but I don't get it. Well, I get that lonely and the fans part, but is that one supposed to be referring to a specific show? And then someone's like, well, it's like OnlyFans, but they're fans of a TV show no one watches, so they're lonely fans. My note is that OnlyFans isn't a dating site. Yeah, this really opens up.
Our boy from the Valentine's tweet.
He's really.
It goes, I think that one needs to make it on the show. Then, as I'm still not 100% sure on it on so many levels, to make an excellent punch-up candidate, it has potential, it's just not there yet. And someone goes, I made a dating. The Valentine's Day person jumps in and goes, I made a dating app for Asians seeking Asians. So far, it's 99% white guys.
Oh, that might be real. That sounds like it might be a real true thing.
I don't know. I feel like that may be a joke. And then it goes, and so just like every other dating.
That one makes
emojis like this, like, so it feels like it's a real reaction.
Yeah. So there we go. This is what this. Yeah.
We're definitely learning is that Valentine's Day guy is someone not to someone possibly block. He's riding the block line for me.
You know what? Like, honestly, what must feel so good to you guys about hosting this show is like, it really makes you realize like, there's so many things about joke writing. Well, I'll just speak for myself because I don't know your history of joke writing, but there's so many things about.
Pretty fairly documented. I've had a lot of success. But go ahead.
Tell her about when you said you wanted to try stand-up comedy, Adam.
There's so many things that I understand about joke writing. And when you see someone who's inexperienced writing jokes, it's like there's a lot of stuff they don't understand that I just take for granted about writing a joke.
Right.
And a lot of these jokes are like actually kind of incoherent. Like, you know, not to mean there isn't a grain of something in them, or maybe we're not
Right.
understanding it. And if it was expressed differently, it would be hilarious. But it's like, you're having to sift through to get the logic of the joke and like what the framework is and try to understand that, much less like a punchline.
Right.
That's why it's so awesome. That's why I'm so happy. Thank you again for coming. It's so nice to get someone else's point of view on it, because for me, I feel like when we get these tweets, it's like a riddle into the mind of someone who hasn't spent a long time dissecting comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
which is a common person. Like the three of us have spent decades like thinking about how to move a word from one place to another and all that shit. But these people are legit don't know anything. They're just like, they've seen a bunch of clarity, brevity, whatever. Whatever. It's like that. And so it's, to me, what I like about it is like, it is deciphering. It's like deciphering someone's thoughts into and trying to make it make sense. But I don't know. I totally understand what you're thinking. What? I'm sorry.
Someone just put a joke. They said something about
Oh, this one.
dessert.
Oh,
Oh, no.
was it the Larry King one? No, dessert. Let me look for it. I'll find it.
Dessert porn website called Only Flans.
See,
I like that. That's a joke. That's a good joke.
It
Only
is fun. So that only writing.
Yeah, only flans. That's tough. You'd have to say that. But I like that's in my sweet spot where it's like, it's a pun, no one's getting hurt.
But you know what? They don't like puns if you do stand up.
I know, but like,
I learned early on, people go, oh, like they're bummed when you do.
I know. Well,
but
part of that for me is like what the medium is, right? Like, it's not stand up. We're not like, you're not telling a story or crafting a joke, you know, with a bunch of levels and things. I mean, like, you're just fucking like farting it out, you know?
Do we want to look at your tweets, Pally? Do we want to bring your tweets up into it? I have it ready to go.
I'm scared a little bit with Chelsea here, but yeah, sure.
All right. I have all three of them on the screen, so we can talk about them, but it may be hard to see, so I can read them. We have a bunch in here. Anyone that you want to focus on?
I guess let's focus on the, I swear I'm not a hater or hating at all, but if you got nominated for a Golden Globe this year, it's an asterisk and you're just a joke. I'd like to focus on that one.
All right, so that's a really inside baseball joke, right? I mean, right? I swear I'm not a hater or hating at all, but if you got... Yeah.
It's really an attack more than a joke, right? It's just you trashing actors who succeed.
Right,
but also taking a shot at yourself.
Part of my persona is a lot. But however, though, it is also like, you know, I guess I wrote it in probably the truth of it, like the anger of it is from the idea that there are people right now in this time that are like, you know, I'm so thankful to be nominated for whatever. It's like, we can't leave our house, you fucking asshole. You know what I mean? So I guess that's where the anger of it came from, but I don't think I'm framing it right.
You see, I feel like you're saying, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I think you could be like, congrats to all Golden Globe nominees. Here's, to put things in perspective, here's some of the past winners. And then you just put like the shittiest shows that have won Golden Globes.
Like what, that Edie Falco nurse, like Edie Falco
Nurse
beats
Jackie.
Tina Fey as nurse. Yeah. I see like there's something about that tweet as written that it reads like, if I wasn't injured, I would be getting the MVP this year, right? It's like, if I was allowed to work, I would be having this nomination. Like,
That's a good angle. Like, congratulations, your willingness to risk your life put you in the, slim competition of idiots who don't care about their loved ones.
I'm gonna put this out just because I like
All
to
right.
put one out and see how it goes. So it would be like, congratulations to all the Globe nominees.
You're gonna alienate the Golden Globe.
Yeah, you don't want to get in there, man.
Chelsea, that's the whole. First of all, the Hollywood Foreign Press loves me.
Oh man.
Love me. There's nothing I could do. I could shoot someone from the Hollywood Foreign Press on Fifth Avenue.
So
would not.
I heard the funniest story about that. Like, my friend was in a movie that the Golden Globes were, circling. It was whatever. And so part of the thing is you have to go to these parties in normal non-COVID times. You have to go to these parties, and a lot of the Hollywood Foreign Press reviewers are an odd mix of people, I guess.
Yeah.
And you never know what you're going to get. And what you would assume is someone who is like, they don't present as people that might be in a powerful position. So you kind of have to accept them all. So my friend was cornered by this one person, super drunk, saying how much they loved their work and all this sort of stuff, and then vomited like at his feet. And he was and he was like, okay. And he was taking care of them, being a nice person. But he was there for such a long time because he thought it was Hollywood Foreign Press, and only found out like the next day that was just a drunk person who busted into the party. And he like held up with this person for like 30 minutes, and then they vomited on him.
Oh my God.
Worth it, and didn't get a nomination. You know what? And that was time.
Just desserts from OnlyFans.
I had a tweet here that I thought against it because I was like, it feels too whatever. Pally has taught me through somebody else's tweet that you don't want to go too niche. So I said this impeachment trial feels like the last season of Westworld. So many compelling elements, but it will have the most unsatisfactory ending. Nothing. I mean, it's like,
and again, it's like,
could have put Lost in there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. So maybe, yeah. People saying soft.
It's like
great.
The
I like Lost
trial. Impeachment trial jokes are tough.
I can't do it because I literally liked it.
The traditional male stand-up joke would be like, this impeachment trial is going to be like when I have sex, a lot of energy, and then it fizzles out to nothing. And then the audience is like,
your male stand-up voice is different than what I would think the male. Well, because like a male, I always think, and this is not like to bring anyone to, but like Sebastian Maniscalco has the male stand-up voice.
But he's got the like Italian, like he's got a whole niche. I mean, he's
got a niche, but when he does like the energy of it, you know what I mean? There's something kind of like that is the male stand-up in my head.
I don't know enough about Sebastian to make any judgment, but I will say that the pose that he had for his stand-up tour, where it was just him holding a bowl of pasta and a giant like the pasta's coming out, he's like, hey, it's too much pasta. That was a lot for me. I was like, that's a bold choice for a
but I don't feel like that's really representative of what his. I mean, I don't know a lot of his stuff, but I feel like
I don't know.
I've seen actually more like trying to think like a comp, like I don't know, like big energy guy. Like,
yeah, I don't think I think he's very nice. I always thought it's interesting though, when you're doing like how you make a comedy special poster.
You know what? There was a reason I did a generalized male comedian voice.
Do that
sorry.
here. Well, you want to talk about like who our favorite titles of stand-up specials are? Is that how you want to?
Yeah, I want to rate every male comic.
That's MD.
Well, okay. So we're at 1 o'clock. We have done this now for an hour, and we really have gotten through. I would say what total of 4 drafts. But
I know, and I didn't even. I thought I was supposed to bring drafts.
Oh, you have drafts?
We don't want to make you do anything.
Yeah, you don't have to, but I mean, if you have something, you can.
I would love to.
I do. I do.
Let's do it. Yeah, people are going crazy for it.
Well, one of them that I found was, can you sage your pussy?
That's a send. That's a send.
But I never did it.
I popped my ear pod out. Send. You could also take a GIF. You could there's a gif of like Kyrie Irving walking around the Boston.
Oh
'cause I know
yeah.
you're big on memes.
same thing.
You can also maybe kind of be like me and my pussy.
By the way, you've just everyone here has been. That was a universal. Like the chat went wild. I mean, you've just killed it.
That is a banger.
I don't see it.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it's the way I'm looking at. I may have it shut off for guests.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is like an all timer. I feel like you put that on, that goes up into the rafters right away.
Yeah. Hang it up there.
I've never done that joke before. Someone said draft my ass. No, I truly have. In fact, I was looking through my drafts and I found that joke twice.
You know what you have to do? You have to send it. You have to do it once a date, and then wait 6 months and do it again with a new date.
I'll do that. I have no problem.
There was one tweeter who I saw used to do that. They used to do it once for like the UK and then once for America. Like, so I would be up like at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh, I saw that joke at noon today, but knew that it would like lie within the.
You're an insomniac, so you see every international time. No, Australia, like if you ever have insomnia, like talk to Australia, talk to the UK.
They're ready to go. They are. The whole nother world. Like Twitter becomes a whole nother world when I can't go to sleep. I'm like, oh wow, these are people I never hear from. All right, like I'm looking at a British podcast being announced, and it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, do you have another one, Chelsea? I don't want to. Yeah, or anybody. And we can call it whenever you guys want to call it. I didn't want to keep you here longer than.
I mean, I don't know how you follow that. That is so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you know the Keith Raniere doc that we're obsessed with?
Love it.
What was that called? Now I forget.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, like they had to like text and they had to ask like for calories.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear?
I can hear you. Wait, when Pally, I think, laughed so hard he shot out his thing. Are you back, Pally? Hey, we can hear you. No?
Can you hear now?
Wait.
He's just smiling. Wow, he looked like Al Franken just then.
I think when he laughed so hard, it just shot out of his ear.
So now he's like a quiet member who just smiles. He's literally just smiling, but he can't hear anything. This is so weird. Why is he smiling?
I don't know what's happening. This has never happened before.
Why doesn't he try to solve it?
He looks so simple and happy. He's like, it really does.
Like, it seems like we should see him going like this.
Yeah, there's no frantic like trying to hook it up or anything. Yeah.
No, just a big dumb smile.
He's a parent watching his kid play in like a sports game, like just so proud of him.
You know what? Buy a body-sized junk bag and let's throw Pally in it. I guess that's.
I mean, I love it. Wait, can you just tell us the Nexium one? Because I feel like that was a good. I want to hear it.
Okay, so like they would have to text their masters. Muted.
Yes. Yeah,
and ask them like, "Master, may I please have whatever calories?" Because they were like starving themselves for their cult leader. Remember?
Yeah. I'm trying to unmute him. Your mic is muted at Pally.
I said, "Master, may I have 10 pizzas?"
I like that.
And then if Keith would have asked me for my calories, he would have dropped dead of shock.
I love those. Wait, Pally, are you back or no? He's gone.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
He's
okay.
back.
I'm back. That was horrifying. I could see everyone. I could see you guys laughing, and I really couldn't hear it, and I only could have assumed it was about me.
Simple.
Somebody wrote here, "Master, may I have some sausages?"
That's pretty good.
Master, yeah, like I mean, just the things I'd be asking for of my master, it would just be like, it'd be a scandal in the community.
By the way, I would love it to be like almost like done as one of those tweets where it's like where it looks like a legal document, like a text tweet where you like oh, here's some like text that we're not, that we're using the court case, and just these really simple dumb asks of it.
Yeah.
You like
Master, may I say to my
Master,
pussy?
can I have one of those?
Master
Master,
Mary.
This
All right,
is
I
this.
guess
Yeah. What do you got? You got something, or should we go?
I have one more, and I guess I'll just do it because it is very specific to an entertainment name, and that seems to get everybody. And you guys can say, like, I tweeted this to Paul, and he told me not to do it a couple weeks ago, but I feel like it might be time.
Okay,
So,
go for it.
I mean, what's
well, you know what? I think if you're not tweeting it, you'll be fine. I think if you're not tweeting it, you'll be fine. Go ahead.
I'm not going to tweet it, but it's something. So I wanted to tweet a couple weeks ago. With just in quotation marks, I'm John Krasinski running as Republican for the governor of Massachusetts, and I approve this message. And I feel like it would have.
I don't get it. I never got the jokes.
I think John Krasinski's a Republican.
John Krasinski. Oh, the guy who wrote that
from The Office.
The Office. The No Talking movie. Yes.
The No Talking movie. Yeah.
Oh, so he's a Republican. Wait, say the tweet.
I think I'm John Krasinski running as Republican for the governor of Massachusetts, and I approve this message.
See, I read it differently. When you read it to me, I thought you, like, I guess I read it similarly, but I thought it was sort of like you were saying he's so inoffensive as like he basically has like the humor level of like a politician.
No, I think John Krasinski is a Republican. I think that it's like if you look at his work, like he makes Republican movies. And
this is a great area. I feel like running for office is like weird. Right. Like,
right. But he does seem like the type of guy, like you would not be shocked if in 20 years
you didn't.
Yeah. I don't know his work, but I like the idea of a joke where you're outing him as a Republican.
Well, I think the reason, but I think when you sent it to me, what was good about it was the night that he was hosting SNL, and I felt that, and the timing of that felt about right. It was like you expected him to come out and say on stage, like I'm running,
yeah. But now it seems like
I'm a Republican.
Live from New York, I'm a Republican, quote in quotes, and then John Krasinski. I just don't know how to frame it in the right way.
You have to use details from the movies that make you think that. So it's like, I don't know. I don't have the energy.
Like he made the Benghazi movie, right? Like
wait, the Benghazi movie. He may have been in it.
Yeah, he's a producer. Of the Benghazi movie.
Oh! Wow! I didn't know that. Oh wow! I didn't know that.
You just Photoshop him into the Capitol on January 6th.
That was, by the way, that was my favorite bit that we were doing in a little group text chain, which is like photoshopping different people's heads on people who were running through the Capitol that we were.
Wait a minute. When the FBI put out the photos of all the insurrectionists or whatever, one of them looked so much like Chris Gethard that when I showed it to Jordan, he started cracking up. Like it looked so much like I meant to send it to Chris Gethard and then I forgot, but it looked exactly like him.
One of the guys
really
who was
fucked up for me though, because I would say that like 60% of my friends sent me pictures of different people from that day and were like, "This you, bro?" Like for real, for like
Weird. Yeah.
So many people, like from the guy with the bear head to the guy holding the podium, like they all roughly look like.
That's why you work. That's why you work.
That's because I could be fat insurrectionist or thin insurrectionist. It doesn't matter.
By the way, somebody pumped up your Krasinski joke. It was here it is. I am running. It goes running for the office of governor because he's the star of The Office. And that kind of goes to the referencing his work. I don't know. And then someone said like,
tricky though, because you got to establish that you think he's a Republican and why. I think you have to establish that somehow in the joke because most people aren't going to be thinking about him being a Republican. They're just like, oh, that was a cool movie where no one could talk. You know what I mean?
Where the women couldn't talk or else they would die.
There you go. Like, what does it say about John Krasinski that he wrote a movie where women can't talk?
Where his wife wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah. Like,
or she would be grabbed by a monster.
movie to get his wife to stop
Well,
talking.
isn't a
In
main
order to
part
get
of that
his
movie
wife
that
to
she
stop.
has to give birth silently? Like, so it's
Yep.
like, like
Which
it is like.
a Scientology thing, actually.
Ooh. Oh, by
I
the
mean, I
way,
think that-
Chelsea, you're gonna love this. We had Mike Rinder and Leah Remini on How Did This Get Made? We did a special episode with them.
Oh, I thought you were doing punch up with them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
whoa, are
they
they
were
writing?
they were awesome. And she told me
Yeah.
a great
Really?
story. She said that when she went to the premiere for Battlefield Earth, the John Travolta Ron Hubbard movie, she whispered to her husband, "Oh, this movie is like a piece of shit." And her husband reported her to the upper grouping of Scientology, and she had to go through all this counseling because she said this movie was a piece of shit. It is wild.
I mean,
That's
is it the Miss Cabbage is dead, right? Shelley's dead.
that.
I
Yeah.
just need answers. I
I
just
So
need to
so
know. I mean,
Mike-
is she on
Mike-
the boat? Is she running the boat?
Well, no, here's the thing. So Mike Rinder was Miss Cavage's right-hand man, and then he left. So he knows it all. And the reason why Leah got in trouble is because she asked David at Tom Cruise's wedding, "Where is Shelley?"
right.
And it got in trouble for it. And Shelley hasn't been seen publicly and all this sort of stuff. And Mike, we were talking about Mike, and we're talking about Tom Cruise, and we're trying to say like,
Shelley. Like
Yeah.
you try to work in, you
Yeah.
try to work in,
No, I haven't seen.
you
Well,
have
she
to be
said that-
light and casual.
well,
Oh,
she was like, she said because it was so odd, it was such an odd thing that she wouldn't be there, and she did ask like that, and then was immediately like confronted by 4 people, be like, "Why are you asking? What's
you
going
know,
on?"
you're like, hey, where's Shelley? And then boom, you're like smacked so hard across the face. Like,
What table is Shelley at?
yeah.
I haven't
The-
seen her all night.
The most
Law,
damning the most damning thing that that they said was June asked, like, it seems like Miss Cavage is trying to be like Tom Cruise. They both wear those leather jackets. They both ride motorcycles. Like, have you seen that transformation? And Rinder was like, no, you have it all wrong. Tom Cruise.
Tom wants to be like him.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, yeah. So that was it. They're fascinating to listen to, the
Pretty
two
cool. He's pretty cool.
of them.
Pretty fun.
Well, I mean, I have a theory. I think Shelley is alive
Hmm.
and
In the hole?
working in the organization top tier. You know what I mean? Like, I think
if she was alive, they would bring her out just to show her face.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm too big of a feminist. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Maybe I'm not in touch. I just think too much about stuff.
He's pulling the strings.
I don't know. I just have this fantasy that she's not dead, but she's on the boat, like checking off new girls'
Because of
names.
her. Like skeletons.
Yeah,
love
I'm
it.
definitely wrong. She's dead. But
Yeah.
I'd like to think about it. Chelsea,
And with
thank
that-
you again so much.
And
Oh
with
my
that,
God,
we
this is
say
so
thank
fun. I'll
you.
do it every day.
This is the
I
best.
know,
It's so great to see you, Chelsea. Adam, this has been a blast, as always. And I will not forget to tweet about this next time. But please come on again. We talk about Peloton. We talk about
Oh, whoops.
Scientology.
I meant to delete it and I sent out the John Krasinski tweet. Good night, everybody.
Oh, good night. Bye, everybody. See y'all later. Bye-bye.